Spidermonky Says So. This is my first attempt at recording some of the weird shit that I come to realize in the middle of the night. It's kind of weird. Something something I used to dread. I used to be terrified of being awake in the middle of the night, alone with my thoughts. You know, it used to drive me crazy. I would drink like a motherfucker, take sleeping pills, then psych meds, then sleeping meds, then fucking what do you call those? The little Valiums and the Xanax and all this shit to the point of fucking near death. Um, all in an attempt to sleep. I couldn't handle being where I am right now. So right now it's 2:45 a.m. I woke up just after 2, probably about 2. I was laying awake before that at about, I'm estimating at about 1, I probably woke up after taking a piss. So I usually take like 2 to 3 pisses a night. It's been like that for 100 years, so I'm like not really tripping. Prostate wise. Plus, they scoped me out and everything's good. So, this is some shit that goes through my head in the middle of the night, right? I'm talking to you about, I'm trying to get to why I'm recording this. I was here in Tonopah. I've been here like 18 months, out in the middle of the desert. Really fucking weird place. But, I mean, night and day better than San Diego. I gotta say, dude, as fucking weird as this shit is over here, like, San Diego just sucks. Now that I've seen the difference. Anyway, so I'm awake, now I'm starting to see. Boom, 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 boom. So this is why I never wanted to be awake. But then, as I moved out here 18 months ago, I found God. Well, I didn't find God. I was already, a believer, but my faith sucked. I was horrible with it, because I felt, never mind. Let's not go off on that one. We'll talk about that on another future cast. But, so anyway, I'm beat down to the bone. I'm poor. I'm hungry. I'm desperate, I'm trapped, and I need to get out. My friend tells me, Chris, you can go to church, dude. You got to go to the church, spin that thing, put your finger on the first one and go. So boom, he prays on my head, I go, and now I'm with God. Now, I'm building my faith. Well, my faith is starting, right? And I think that, what? I'll just say it right now to get it so you're not tripping. But what I think's going on is that there are some things in the universe that I'm definitely sensitive to, and I need to be figuring out how to help others defeat the motherfuckers that tried to defeat me. So, I'm trying to find God. I'm trying to find my faith, really. That's what I'm talking about, finding my faith. Because my faith was just fucking leaky as a motherfucker. Holy. When it was good, I was fucking grateful. I was happy. Thank you, God. I see you, God. I know you're working in my life. I totally feel it. Man, I know, man. You're answering my prayers. You're blessing me. And he was. Big time. Big time. But when it was bad, which that's what happens, man. Shit goes up and down. It's like, what I didn't realize then, you'll find out later. Future. Right? Because what I know now is kind of magical. So, anyway. Try to go back to where I was, because my mind wanders all the time. So anyway, when it was bad, I was like, fuck, I hate God. I hate you, God. Why do you do this to me? You just fucking picking on me. What did I do, man? What did I really do? And I'd be like, in the middle of the night at 1 o'clock in the morning here, early on, just fucking up thinking all the evil shit that I think God let me suffer through. Like bad situations with family members, with friends, with moves, with surgeries, all this, my dogs not being, where, my situation, it was gnarly, and I was just like, man, God, why the fuck? What in the hell, right? Why are you stabbing me constantly in the face? Why are you always dangling this carrot in front of my nose? That's the story of my faith in a nutshell right there real quick. It looked like about a minute. That's pretty quick for me. But, so that's my faith, and I'm trying to find it, and I'm trying to find a church, because, like I said, my friend, and he knows who he is. If he sees this video, he's going to know who I'm talking about. Just got to go to church, man. You got to go to church. You got to be around people that are like-minded in regards to God, right? To the Holy Spirit, who have faith, right? So that's how you get strong. Because I was weak, remember. I haven't told you my past story. In future casts, we'll talk about it a little bit, but not much. No more am I really into picking the scab, but moving right along. So I go to this church that I picked. It's like the hand of God put me there. Towards the end of this church, I'm like, why, God, did you put me in this stupid church? But anyway, I'm going there, and this is what happened. This is where these fucking bitches that I know about, that are not of the light, right? There's somebody's fucking workers out there trying to create confusion, because it's the only fucking way the moron's ever gonna win, is by fucking confusing us, which he's doing a really good fucking job. Now I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So you got all these little fucking helper guys running around creating confusion. I didn't know about it. So in this church, in the beginning, this is what happens. I go in there and I meet this lady. I'm crying bad. I mean, like I said, I was broken completely. And as if I wasn't broken many, many times in my life. And I'm many times, right? Broken. Start from zero all over again. This time was different. So I go into that church and I'm so upset I can't contain myself now. It's the thing, dude. I don't go to fucking church by myself. Never had. All the times I'd gone to church were with a girlfriend, friends, my son, friends, or don't go at all, right? But I managed to be desperate enough to run to this church. Went in there, first person I see, this lady, this nice lady. Oh, honey, what's wrong? I told her what's wrong. Just somebody said, Chris, don't fucking spell it out forever. Get it out in as little words as possible, Sid. Okay, so anyway, so I tell her my story. She gives me a hug, takes me to this other guy, the elder. She tells him my story, introduces us, and then they take care of me. What happened the first time at that church changed my life. Because everything, there were like there were like three things that I desperately needed. And without going into great detail, like the friend said, I received them all before I got home. which was like a mile and a half away. So, like, trip, right? Trip out. But I don't know if it's me being a little bit different wherever I go. San Diego here. If I ever went to Texas, London, uh, I'm a little bit different. I don't know if it's that. Uh, I don't know if it's the fact that I'm from San Diego and this is Podunk, USA, like really bad podunk. Like, it's not like Ozark podunk, it's like desert podunk. It's like fucking kinda. It's like driving through a whole bunch of sets on what's that scary movie where they're trapped in the desert. You know, I don't know what it was. They're in a mobile home. They're in the desert, and then there's like this abandoned town from the nuclear blast, and a mannequin. You know what I'm talking about. It's that. So, the hills have eyes, right? So, yeah, crazy. Well, I don't know. You know, that's the way this place was, and what I'm getting to is all of a sudden, like, it started getting looks, like, because I didn't stop going. I think I went for almost a year, just short of a year, just short of a year, really just short of a year, like 10 months straight, every fucking weekend, every Sunday. Missed one in the end, and this is why I stopped. But anyway, so I started going, but I noticed that like some people will say hi and they'll act like they're friendly to me, but there was something weird. There was a weird vibe I couldn't get. I didn't understand, you know, and I would catch people looking at me, and it was just weird. I think I told somebody one time the feeling that I got was that they were just waiting for me to stop showing up. You know, dude, why is this fucker still here, dude? They helped him in the beginning. He's good. Why does he keep showing up? What's he got to prove? That's what I perceived. Could have also been like, man, there's a light coming out of the backside of this motherfucker's head. We're kind of fucking shaded by those guys, those who create confusion. Get it? See where I'm headed? So, anyway, in this church, everyone's got a different idea. All these guys that have been there for a long time, and here's a little bit of history. Like behind the church, the pastor's an ex-con from LA. And the church they all came from was this Baptist church that I just recently went to twice in a row. Tomorrow or today, right now, would be the third time I go, but I'm not going. I'll tell you in a little bit. Anyway, anyway, so yeah, there's the pastor's an ex-con. There's like this rich farm guy, and then there's like these other people, and like this one whole family, or like two whole families that like take up a quarter of the church, three whole families counting the pastor's whole family, and just like kind of eclectic bunch of people from kind of all over the place. The accents from back east, northeast, south, Arizona, LA, you know. The thing was, and I guess from what I just described, you know, to be expected, there were like 1,000, not 1,000, I won't over exaggerate, but like amongst all the characters, there was a different view on Christianity and what the Bible said, right? I first noticed, like, because I started reading infrequently, but I was reading and I was also following along, you know, to what the pastor was saying in church. And what I first noticed was that what he said, what he did, what, his stories didn't jive with what he read to us out of the Bible. And I'm like, ah. So then infrequent reading starts. And I start, like, did it say that? I try to find it in my little thing. Like, long story short, they weirded out on me. I missed one day. Right? Go do something. It was very important to me. Right? And obviously God too, because he let it happen. And because of that, big things, like in my life, in my mind, are going on now. Like a whole turnaround in my whole outlook on life has changed because of that, right? That one day, that one thing, that one day that I missed, that thing I did, right, changed my life. But these people were like, whoa, you were supposed to be here. You were supposed to get baptized. Well, no, I wasn't. Told you. 2-3 weeks ago, I wasn't going to be here. Told the man. East LA. Well, they made a big deal about it. And they acted butthurt. And they fucking started giving me more looks. So I bounced. But I didn't leave the church completely. I continued. I ended up going to see the elder, the first elder, the elder I spoke in the beginning. He started reading to me. Well, they started getting weird and attaching too. Like, he's the first person that I said that church was like Babylon. And I knew it, like, right about then, that, and I think Jim or the pastor, somebody told me that the devil creates confusion. So I knew, right? I knew. But I didn't know. So, anyway, I bounced. And I don't go to church for a while. And, I don't do anything. And then all of a sudden, I meet somebody in my neighborhood. And I go to church, a different church, a weird church, a weirder church, where the people were all giving me weird looks. And when I went, one of the first days, the first 2 times I went, they're talking about an evil presence in their church. And I'm like, this is kind of like they're actually saying what I think these other people were feeling, right? Well, I tell you, I know not of the dark, I'm of the light. Right? And godly, not evil. And I have the light. I have a job to do. So anyway, he actually says it, and they're having problems with their shit. And I took it, I was like, man, he thinks I'm evil. But I kept going, and then I noticed that they just didn't have their shit together. And not only that, but what he was talking about didn't even come from his heart. It was somebody else's sermon that he made his own. Like that he memorized or studied or wrote down or copied or wrote. It wasn't even like, I'm not faulting him for that, but I mean, because he was still trying to spread the word in his way. But he was confusing the fuck. He was confusing as fuck because he was very contradictory in what he looked like, what he did, how he acted, versus what he was trying to communicate to us. I was like, no, this guy's not very right. And then there was an obvious, like, fake healing story going on, like, the 3rd time I was there, and I'm like, kept going. And then I got weirded out by some psycho-looking motherfucker that just started mad-dogging me. A guy wearing gloves standing by the door since day 1, so like about 6 weeks. So, dude, blocking the door or guarding the door or whatever the fuck, I don't know. Anyway, long story short, stopped going there. However, in the interim between leaving Saddle or whatever that other church was and leaving this church, I'd read the entire New Testament, highlighted everything that I felt I needed to highlight, right? You know, as far as my first reading of the Bible, I'd have to say that it's coming out very fucking complete. And I'm really starting, not only, see, before I came here, I couldn't even hardly read. In 2020, I couldn't read or understand anything at all. I was so fucked up mentally. And and just clusterfucked by the drugs, the psych meds that they were giving me. So I could go to sleep. So I didn't have to think about some of the stuff I was thinking. Somewhere in there, I gained this comfort. Like, I think it was with God, and that's when I started reading, right? But, because like in the beginning, I was saying, I used to dread being awake at this hour. Well, anyway, sometime back, I gotta say about 7-8 months ago, I just, hey man, if I wake up, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee, watch a little bit of TV, and then all this, smoke a bong load, and then go back to sleep. Well, it morphed into, hey, I'm going to do this, and now I'm going to read. Now I'm going to read for a good hour and a half. But at first I didn't understand what I was reading. I had to pray, right? Pray on it, God, please help me. Now, I'm highlighting shit, following along, and I have the narrator fucking reading to me all at the same time. Guess what? Now I'm starting to understand what's going on. I'm starting to read better, more fluidly. I'm starting to gain confidence in myself because I had, part of my lack of confidence was the fact that I thought I was dumb and I was retarded. Somebody told me that over and over when I was young. Apparently it's not the case. Apparently it totally is not the case. But I didn't know until I started embracing being awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. And just working out those things, kind of working them out, just running through them and then reading or praying or being comfortable, and in the moment, enjoying my dogs, the coffee or the bong load or the stony. Sometimes being outside, because I have that option now. I really like where my setup, the way it is, the freedom that I have. Anyway, so I started embracing it. A lot of times before, I would read right as I'm waking up in bed before I get up and out and come out here and get a coffee and smoke a bong. All these things, like what I just told you, are going through my head, right? Whatever troubles I'm dealing with, whatever issues are going on, dog shit, bad neighbors, fucking whatever, crazy churches, confusion, I didn't know. But accepting that I'm awake, and I think that God has me awake for a reason, makes sense. Leaving San Diego and coming to Podunk, legit, hills have eyes, right? Arizona. Oh my goodness. It's a trip. I just made that connection with the movie because driving in and out of here on the rural roads, going through the farmland and by the, because I'm by the nuke plant. Now here there's like all these abandoned trailer houses and shit, and run down little fucking acre plots where somebody lived for a while, then died, and their shit just dilapidated. And it looks just like Hills Have Eyes. Like different mini sets all over. Anyway, so God took me from San Diego because it was so noisy over there. I couldn't fucking hear anything. There was so much confusion, so much fucking movement, so many distractions, so many different ideas, so many different philosophies, so many this is right and you're wrongs. Like just a fucking clusterfuck of bullshit. And like I said, this place is heaven compared to San Diego. So God took me from there because I couldn't hear. He was trying to talk to me forever. He was trying to tell me, but I couldn't see. I couldn't understand. I couldn't see, hear, smell. And still I can't smell, taste, you know. I don't see him, but I hear him. Now I hear him. Now I feel him. Because he moved me out to Tonopah, aka Hills Have Eyes, Arizona, where now I can hear and now I can see, which is what was going on at these churches. I was waking up, you know, spiritually, like with the Spirit of God, not just like, oh, I got a crystal, and I believe in vortexes. I'm going to Sedona, and I'm gonna need some ayahuasca. Not that kind of spiritually. The Spirit of God is getting in me. As Billy said so. Billy told me it would happen. No, if I did this and that. Over the last, like, he's been trying to get me to like 3 years. Been talking to me, but recently, like, I've talked to him probably 5-6 times over the last year. More than anybody else from San Diego other than Jesse Parker. That I talked to him. Oddly enough, they're both like Billy devout Christian, Parker Christian, right? Kind of funny. The only people I talked to from there. Oh, and Greg, my friend. I don't think he believes in God. Nicest guy, the most godly person that I even know. I don't think believes in God. Kind of a trip. Or maybe he does, maybe he doesn't say so, maybe he's afraid, I don't know. When I asked him, I think he said he didn't. He didn't really believe in God. So, anyway, but those are the 3 that I talked to from San Diego. Out of the hundreds of people that I knew. Out of all the noise, those are the 3. There's no confusion there in my mind. There's no way. Just like reading the Bible. Like I said, I've read the New Testament. Now I'm on Numbers in the Old Testament. That means I'm on my 4th book, right? Numbers, I think 15 right now. 16. So, anyway, what I was trying to say is there's no confusing what the Bible says. The Bible says. Sorry, that was interesting. Anyway, the Bible says what it says, and it's like very clear about what it says. So, the point of this, my first video is the hand of confusion. It's coming from the devil, right? Trying to fucking separate us all. Trying to separate the fuck out of us. In reality, there is nothing wrong with any of the people that I spoke with. They're all Christians. 99% of the people I interact with in Arizona right now are all Christians. It's not an exaggeration. They're all Christians. So, anyway, so what I wanted to say was, number one, no longer do I trip out about being awake in the wee hours of the night, because take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Don't trip on being awake. It gets really awesome to sleep, and we do need sleep, and when we do need it, we're going to get it. You pray to God, smoke a bong load, you're going to go to sleep. See, you heard what I just said. In the past, I used to drink and smoke, drink and drug, whatever. Here's something I learned. I kind of put it together through, I guess, interpretation of what I've read and what I've experienced. Now, I don't understand why the Bible, God allows us to drink wine, right? I still don't. I gotta figure it out. Everyone out here is full of shit. It's confusion everywhere, right? Everybody's got their own idea, including me. But the only logical explanation I can find for why alcohol turns you into a raging animal, a lunatic, a suicidal freak, a murderer, a luster, a freaking pervert, a pedophile, why alcohol, a murderer, why alcohol does all that shit. Why pharmaceuticals do all that shit, create nightmares, anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation, right? Confusion, right? Right? Why weed? Why smoking herbs? Some shit that fucking grows on a tree? That in nature, if you find it at the right time of the year, you can just fucking grab a chunk of it, throw it on the fire, and get everyone super stoned, or put it in a pipe and smoke it? No? Or in a leaf, or whatever they did way back in the... You can pick it off the fucking plant, right? And then what are the side effects? Some people, it makes them fucking have anxiety or nausea. Well, it's because your mind's opening to fucking the universe, and you're starting to see what you haven't been seeing all along. Right? That's just one part. That's one explanation for that. Because it is a little bit scary at first. Some people. But the side effects, it helps you have a good appetite, helps you to eat, helps you to drink, right? Because we need to eat and we need to drink. Not wine, not Monster, Energy, Red Bull, fucking apple juice, none of that shit. Water. Coffee. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I use coffee. But no sugar, no cream, none of that bullshit. Just fucking black coffee and water. I drink tea. Nothing with sugar, right? But anyway, that's what happens. Sorry. But embrace it. Don't be fucking ashamed of your mind fucking exploring different avenues and ideas on different topics and shit. While you're talking about something totally, don't fucking trip on it. So anyway, back to the point. Um, the side effects of weed. It helps you go to sleep. It helps you calm down more often than not. More often than giving you anxiety, it calms you down. Right? There's not a whole lot of fucking evidence of people fucking getting crazy and enraged in a psychosis and killing people while just being stoned. Hardly. Is it any wonder? It comes from God. It's put here from God. It's an herb. It's not fucking poison made by man. You see, like, you have to pick the grapes, smash them up. Grapes, fruit, whatever. I don't know, like piss, spit, whatever you make fucking alcohol. But you have to ferment it. Man has to interact in some way, shape, or form to create alcohol. It's very, very seldom that you can find it just in a little hollowed out rock or something underneath a grain tree or something where it happened naturally. It's just not gonna happen, really. It could, sure, but it's not. And then the pharmaceuticals, right? Valium does not occur in nature. Sudafed does not occur in nature. Paying attention. It's an antihistamine. Right? The other one's cyclone. Seroquel is not a fucking occurring in nature. Right? Ativan, not. Codeine, no. Oxycontin, no. Even aspirin, no. Right? So, you eliminate the confusion. Those pharmaceuticals and that alcohol, whatever form, is made of the world by man. And it was created by, the idea was created by the darkness, by the evil, by the devil. Right? It was created by the devil to create confusion. The alcohol, the pharmaceuticals, the Babylon. So we can't hear through the noise. Seeing now because there's so many of us that have been afflicted or are afflicted by drugs, alcohol, or some other fucking form of confusion, that, like, it's hard to see the truth. It's hard to understand that, hey, wait a minute, it is wrong for a woman to sleep with another woman or another man to sleep with another man. It is totally against the fucking rules. It's an abomination and you go to hell for it. It says that in the Bible. God's word. One of the hard ones for me that I'm still doing a little bit of battle with, just a little bit, is honor and respect your parents. They gave you life. It says that in the Bible. And, even though for me that's a hard one, it says it in the Bible. It doesn't say anything else. It doesn't say if or why or because or any of that. I think the only thing it says is that they gave you life. So you have to do it. That's what it says. There's no confusion. There is no confusion. When you're off, when you're off, the confusing, causing fucking medications and fake fucking snake oils, i.e. alcohol, snake oil salesmen, get it? Preachers. All these fucking preacher dudes that I've seen, all of them. Like this big church over cop. Sorry, but they just want to go put out their life experience, what they think it's supposed to be. And he did say some fucking shit that was good, but he also said some wackadoosical, stupid bullshit on top of it. Right? And the other dude over there, Pete, he fucked up. He did said some stupid shit too. And then when I heard his story, I was like, really? That's it? Okay. And then this lady. But through all of these people, right? If you can see through the darkness that fucking has enveloped them, and that's what it is. It's like, we're bebopping along, and it's gonna happen to me. It's already happened to me, and it's gonna happen to me again. It's happened to me over and over again. That's why I say I go up and down. I used to. I'm really starting a steady run right now. It's not a long one. It's short. But it's progress. But the darkness envelops us. We get strong, and then we get complacent. And I heard from the horse's mouth right over here, I don't read much anymore. And I'm thinking, but dang, man, you're quoting this, you're quoting that, you're telling me to read this, you're telling me to read that, you're telling me this is from the Spirit, you're telling me this is not, but you're not reading. You're not in there fucking, you're telling me that it evolves, that it grows, that it's alive, and you're not reading. And then you put that together with the fact that, hey, said person missed on fucking this point, trying to prove her personal point. Totally skipped over what really happened in the story in order to prove that she was right in her idea. Okay? So you start seeing shit like that, and you're like, wow, man, how could this person who is so perfect all of the sudden just look so wrong? Not their fault. Not my fault. Not their fault. No, it's something that happens when we get weak, and we have to understand. And so I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to say something to her, but at this point, because I'm such a rookie, no, she ain't gonna listen. Just let her figure it out for herself, right? Because I've learned recently, through experience and a little pep talk, that if you go around people that are shrouded in darkness, not bathing in the light, that darkness is contagious, like the flu, smallpox, and fucking leprosy and all that shit. That uncleanness that it talks about in Numbers and Leviticus, right? it's sticky, it's smelly, and it gets all over you, and it clouds your vision, and it creates confusion, right? So if you're letting those kinds of people into your life, you're accepting that darkness because it's getting on you, right? And then it starts to let you allow yourself to do things, to go around more and more people that are not of the light. And then pretty soon you're overwhelmed and you can't fucking see for shit. You're done. You die. The devil kills you. The demons kill you. They're here to create confusion. And in that confusion, they will kill you. This is a reality. They tried to kill me over and over and over and over again. Through God, gaining a little traction. And yeah, I'm going to die. Not going to live forever like some people think. I had to bring that to somebody's attention. You don't live forever, dude. Like the average lifetime of most of the dudes in the fucking Bible that I've read so far, other than like Moses and a couple of the others, 108, 120, right? Look it up. Look it up. Not gonna live forever, dude. Care how faithful you are. You go into God at some point in your life. You can go up there. You're going to do some more God's work, but not on this earth. And then you're going to come back after Jesus comes, and you're going to be happy. And you're not going to have cancer, confusion. So, there's this story of why I now embrace being awake at odd hours of the night and not tripping too much, not needing to get fucking baked right away, not needing to fucking take a sleeping medicine that's going to poison my mind and create confusion, or drink some alcohol that's going to do the same thing, right? I used to do that, but it didn't work. Living in the land of confusion is hard, dude. I mean, living in a cut and dry land where you can see, right, is even harder, I think, kind of. Because you want to go back. Being confused is easy. Right? Seeing what's really happening and dealing with it head on, fucking, right? That's hard. But it's worth it. The peace that I now feel. And for a couple days straight now, which is pretty rad. I mean, this is a record. Like, I think I've had, like, almost complete peace now for, I think, 3 or 4 days in a row. Other than a bit of anxiety towards ordering some parts for a future job. But, I mean, other than that, total complete peace. Which I never used to get a second of peace. Almost my whole life. Constant bzzz. That would be typical. No exaggeration. That's what it would look like if you were inside me, right? That's what it would sound like. That's what it sounded like. Sounded like to me, right? Constant. Creating confusion. Making it more and more intense over time to where, like, it would build up and then I'd try to kill myself. And I would fail because inside I wanted to live. I knew I couldn't let him fucking kill me, dude. God doesn't want that for me. I'm a little bit special because, like I said in the beginning, I'm fucking strange, a little bit different. Not just because I'm from San Diego, because in San Diego I'm a little bit different from everyone there too, so, like, I don't think it would matter. um, for whatever reason. I need to embrace that as well, because I am an individual. I stand out, and that if I hold my mouth right and stay consistent and study and watch what's going on around me, pay attention, continue to focus on trying to be calm and not to react to negativity. That's hard. I blow up all the time, but I'm working on it, man. I mean, baby steps. I mean, 18 months ago, I was fully happy with, like, being shot in the face, hanging myself, cutting my throat, ODing on meds, fucking whatever. I just wanted to die. I didn't care. Right? So now that I'm just dealing with trying to learn how not to react to negativity and fucking all the bullshit confusion that's around me, the fucking confused people that are scared, they're acting out in public now. Like, they never used to, but now they are, because like, it's getting critical. So I gotta learn. And having to just learn that compared to having to learn that plus learn how not to want to die, learn how not to enjoy the moment, learn how not to enjoy life, learn how not to see the beauty, or learn how to see the beauty, I should say, sorry. No, I'm not fucking, but anyway, so my first video is 51 minutes and 33 seconds. You're pretty good. I said a lot. I don't think I fucking veered off topic too much. I went straight through with why, which was something I couldn't have done fucking 18 months ago. 3 weeks ago, I couldn't have done this. I wanted to, but I just couldn't. So Spidermonky says, stay in the moment, stay focused, stay with God. Avoid the alcohol, avoid the pharmaceuticals at all costs, avoid the sugar, avoid the confusion, and embrace your happiness. Be happy as you can, as every time you are, right? You're happy, acknowledge it, be grateful. It will build. Yeah, a little bit more every time. Because when you're in the moment and you experience it, you acknowledge it, right? It fulfills you in a way that, like, sugar, drugs, or alcohol can't. So you keep trying to get it. So, instead of trying, to get all fucked up, right? Now you're trying to get the good. You're going after, You're using gratitude. You're being grateful. You're being happy. You're staying in the moment. You're seeing all the good stuff that's around you, the pretty colors, the shapes, your dog's breath. I think my dog just peed in my room. I heard a pee. But I don't know what it was. When I got up, I don't know if that was what it was. But so Spidermonky says avoid the confusion, and those are the things, the key things. Avoid alcohol, pharmaceuticals, sugar. Get with God, stay with God, and stay focused. Peace out. Don't take any wooden nickels.